excited to bring in our next guest here as he is going to be contending for the NXT Championship on September 27th. Part of No Mercy. He's the number one contender, Ricky Saints. I don't know what happened to my video, man.
You are so
I'm sorry.
excited. You're
It was
turned around.
fine, and all of a sudden we're turned around and we're sideways. Have no idea how this happened, but here we are. Ricky, thank you so much for the time, man.
Thank you for having me. I thought it was so funny that all of us went, huh?
Man, you got us flipping upside down when we see you wrestle, man. You can tell right there.
Got excited. I like it.
Yeah.
No, there you go.
Hey, there we go.
Hey. It's like NXT fans.
That's it.
So, Ricky, you get the number one contender. You got the match coming up against Obafemi. But let's even go back. So you've been with NXT now, going back to February. What has been the best experience you've had since February until now?
There's too many to name. I've been North American champion. I'm about to contend for the NXT championship. I wrestled at Stand and Deliver this year. It's just been such a roller coaster of things because you turn around and something else is happening. So everything is moving at light speed. And I find it to be like one of the coolest things ever just because, there's never a dull moment. Let me put it that way. There's never a dull moment. And I like that.
Ricky, let's go back to your debut in NXT because people wonder, it's like, when are we going to see Ricky? When are we going to see Ricky? And then you appear to the NXT crowd. What was that day like for you? And then you finally pop up on the scene.
I was so nervous. I really was, only because I didn't know what this reaction was going to be. And it's kind of like a thing with wrestlers where you've been gone for so long that you don't know how they're going to react, if they remember you and all that stuff. And I remember walking down those stairs and I was right before the microphone turned on, I was so like, ugh. And then immediately I picked it up and started talking and it all faded away. And it was like riding a bike. I was back in the saddle. So that day in itself was nerve-wracking. But then when it got to the time to go out there and then after, I was just like, oh my God. Like, I'm so glad I'm not such a ball of like anxiety. I would relive it again though.
Yeah.
You recently said you'll always gamble on yourself. What is that biggest gamble you've taken in your career?
I've had a lot, I think going to another job, a new job, and ultimately having to prove your worth and kind of not start over, but like, show people who you are who aren't familiar. That's a gamble in itself. That's you leave a place that people are familiar with you and you've been there for 5 years and you go somewhere else. That's always a gamble. That's like in any day job, where you have to gamble for yourself, for your family in order to get something better that you want. And that's kind of what it's been for myself. And I've done this before in my career where I've left something that was good and like it was secure, money's coming in, but I have a need to fulfill that is something more in life, something more fulfilling for me, something that makes me feel good and go to sleep at night and say, okay, well, at least I didn't leave anything on the table. So when I talk about gambling like that, that's what I really mean, because that's just, dude, I used to quit jobs and didn't have a job lined up when I was younger, only because they wouldn't give me time off for wrestling on the weekend. So I was just like, well, this isn't working out. I just quit. And then I'm a big, like, I'll just figure it out. That's one thing about me. I will always just figure out if I'm going to, the consequences of my actions, I'm always going to be okay with because I chose to make that decision. But on the other side of it is like, it can only get better. It can only work out for me because I'm in control of it.
NXT No Mercy. It's coming to Fort Lauderdale War Memorial this Sunday, September 27th. Either check it out on Peacock or get tickets over at Ticketmaster.com. So what's the biggest difference for you wrestling when you go on the road, like the War Memorial at Fort Lauderdale versus being inside the Performance Center for TV every week?
Well, I mean, the TV at the Performance Center every week, you know where it's at, the people that's going to be there, where catering is, where these locker rooms are, how big this is. You have your workout equipment, things of that nature. Traveling, I do like because I love how I'm big into different auditoriums, arenas. I like the different setups of it. I want to know the history of it. Like, what was here before this was built? So those two things, they're contrasts, but they both have their benefits. On top of that, getting there early in the day and finding out like different rooms, secret rooms at these, and being able to chill out and hide out, hey, I'll take that too. I love that.
Well, Saturday's the practice facility of the defending Stanley Cup champs, so maybe we need to get you out on the ice.
Please do, yes. And show me where the workout room is too, because I'm trying to get a lift in.
You skate, Ricky? You ice skate?
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been a while, but I'll throw some skates on for sure.
Okay. I just the people I know that we know roller skate. They don't get on ice.
Yeah,
so
I do that too.
Just saying,
I've only been ice skating once, and I fell in. I was like 13 and messed my knee up bad. It was oh god, fluid buildup and everything.
Yeah, I mean,
so let's maybe avoid the ice then. Maybe you got a big day on Sunday, man. Let's not mess that up on Saturday by throwing some ice skates on you, pal.
Yeah, the people like you and me, Ricky. They've been on ice, but they were running from the law. That's the only difference. So that's the only difference. We had Obafemi on, the champion, last week, and we see him as a young rising superstar. He's the champion. But from your standpoint as a veteran, what's it like to be able to take on a lot of these young guns that are learning the business, learning their cadence, and also learning in the ring when you're already established? What is that like for you?
It's not that different, only because I guess, I was in Oba's position before, and I never thought that I would be in this position, right? And so I guess I don't really see myself still to this day like that. But there's moments where I do catch myself. I go, wow, I'm actually the guy that I was trying to learn from like years ago. To watch these guys, to watch what they have, and you can see it. You can it's so evident, right? And you can see it behind their eyes. It's really cool because it reminds me of myself when I was younger, and I still have the same thing. And I think people, game recognizes game, and I think being able to identify that and be like, oh yeah, you got it. You know what it is. It's such a cool moment, especially from the amount of time that I've been in wrestling and seen so much stuff that when I'm seeing it with someone like Oba or Javon or the Shiloh or anybody like that, I'm just like, nice. I can't wait. I can't wait to see this cultivated. Like let's keep the pot simmering because it's gonna be great.
Oba has that pressure now. You're a few days away from possibly, and we'll say definitely becoming the NXT World Champion. What is that pressure like to hold that title?
I haven't asked Oba, but I can see the pressure has worn on him for sure. I can tell you as a former North American champion, there's a pressure that I add to myself on top of the pressure that comes with being the flag bearer. I think with the NXT Championship, it is no different, if not more responsibility, because you are the QB, you are the leader of the pack, and people are looking to you to help guide them to the end zone. So, I don't ever want to say like that's so much pressure I can't do it, right? Because it sets a bad precedent. But I do think that having some pressure is good for me personally because I have to rise to the occasion. I'm forced to rise to the occasion every time.
Who are some of the people that have helped mentor you to get you to the point now where you are wrestling for the NXT Championship on Saturday?
Oh man, there's so many. I say so many, but there's not that many. There's a few people in my life that have really helped me, and I can, you got the Bryan Danielsons, you got the CM Punks, Cody's, Sean Spears, people like that have really along the way helped guide me to this point that I'm getting to. And even then, some guys that are not as known, and God rest his soul, Jax Dane was another guy from NWA that really took me under his wing and helped me out. So I can't say that this was a lonesome journey, for sure. There are people who have helped, and as much as they could, right? As much as they have been able to help. So I do think that this Saturday, it is on me to not only make them proud, but to make myself proud and my family proud as well.
So Ricky, ultimately, it is about you and motivating yourself to get to the top spot. So what would Ricky Saints say to Ricky Starks about the journey the last 10 years?
Man, I think I would say everything will always work itself out every time, no matter how hard it even gets, and no matter how deep it is, the depths of it, right, of getting to rock bottom, it will always work itself out.
You talk about the guys that have helped you, obviously a close relationship with Cody Rhodes. How much do you brag about someone like that? Like, yeah, that's my buddy. That's QB1 on the main roster right now.
Not a lot, actually. He's a really good dude, great dude. Has helped me out tremendously in wrestling, outside of wrestling, with my family. My family loves him. I love his family. Yeah, he's just, to me, he's just Cody. I don't think of him anything as like, WWE champion. Like yeah, that's just my man right there. He doing it. He doing his damn thing. It's so cool.
What's your favorite thing about pro wrestling?
I love the interaction. I love walking out and seeing a kid with their family, their father or mother, and that being the snapshot of a memory that they take forward, as they get older. I love that type of gift that I'm able to give, of that type of, that emotional connection. You go to a show and you're sitting next to someone that loves wrestling just as much as you, and y'all are sharing in that type of like community, that type of, the type of celebration. Like, it is how can I say it? It's an underrated feeling to celebrate. And y'all have been to football games, basketball games. Y'all know what that feeling is, and it radiates throughout everyone. It's the same thing with wrestling. That's what I really love. That part of it.
Do you have a specific memory then of you being the kid in the stands?
Yeah.
Of somebody who, what is that memory for you?
December 2, so for Christmas, I got tickets to SmackDown in New Orleans at the Smoothie King Arena. My first time ever going to a live wrestling show. And on that show, it was, I think, Austin versus Booker, and Big Boss Man returned. And I was sitting by the stage, and that was the first time I felt Kane Pyro go up. And I remember being like, this is the coolest thing. The fist was so huge when I walked in there. The arena was so nice. It was the coolest thing I ever experienced. That was my very first show and very first wrestling experience.
Ricky, the memes are out from last night's NXT show.
Someone else just said this too. What is going on?
Okay, so it's you walking to the championship while everyone's fighting in the ring, and the caption is, "When folks are fighting in the club, but my wings are ready." so even though we haven't been out, I have a feeling that you've avoided like this skirmish and this like, I don't know what they're doing, but my order's ready. Is that not you?
Listen, I love seeing people get into fights and stuff like that. But I am a very good person of minding my business. All right. I will get to where I need to be. Excuse me, ma'am. I need to step over here. I know you guys are fighting right now, but I have to get to my destination. So if you don't mind, like, hey, listen, if it don't involve me, I don't care. My name is Schmidt, like, that's all it is. I didn't know there's memes. Someone just brought it up.
Yes.
I said, what is? You don't get on social media. I said, no, guys. Once the show happens, I go home and I watch South Park. I'll watch anything else just to come down, but I will not get on social media. And now I don't even know if I want to.
Yeah, that's good. I actually, going through your Twitter, I saw you got some heat on social because of your food choices, your catch up on po' boys. What's your go-to New Orleans cuisine there?
Obviously, po' boys. I just had a po' boy when I went. I had a buddy of mine, Brett, was telling me how, he goes, yeah, I knew people weren't going to like it when you said that. I said, I don't understand. It's fried shrimp, ketchup, hot sauce, and pickles. What is the problem there? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not a big mayonnaise guy. So a traditional po' boy comes with lettuce, tomatoes, mayonnaise, and then the shrimp. And then you can get hot sauce to it. It's too messy. I don't like mayonnaise. Lettuce and tomatoes they're just water. So I don't get it on there, and that's how I have my order.
All right.
You should
make sure you check it out. It's NXT No Mercy, Fort Lauderdale War Memorial, September 27th. Either check it out on Peacock, get your tickets at Ticketmaster. Ricky, we really appreciate the time, man. Thank you for jumping on. Best of luck against Obafemi this weekend.
Thank you guys. This was great. I really enjoyed it.